Hey, it's your boy AJ back with another freaking video, and I am here with part 2 of the Arch Nemesis series, girl. I can't believe I'm here with part 2, but girl, I'm here with story 2. Quick fast, girl, quick and fast. And you know, normally when I say I'm coming back with part 2, I take like a 7-month gap. Girl, this is quick and fast, ain't it? Okay, but I'm here with part 2, and I'm here to talk about, girl, what happened after he was talking about something. If I want his sister, I gotta go through him. So if you ain't seen that story time and you lost, girl, you just found your way to this story time, make sure you go watch part 1 so you can understand what's going on. But let's roll the intro so we can get directly on into this story time. Story time, you guys. You remember I said that I like Mike's sister. So Mike's sister was sexy and seductive, so I was trying to get down on the get down. Not really get down like get down, but I was trying to get down with the get down. And he ended up finding out, and he was like, you know, a little gay boy. So he had a crush on me, and at the time I thought I was DL, and I didn't know nobody knew that I was gay. So when I found out he had a crush on me, and he was saying in order to get with his sister I had to get with him first, I just blocked both of them. I blocked both of them, and I ended up exposing him for being, you know, on DL2, honey. And I skedaddled. Well, I thought I skedaddled. But baby, I end up falling into this whole web hole of being stalked. Okay, online stalking was top tier. So at the time, you guys, this was the summer. This was the summer of 6th grade going into 7th grade. So during this summer, I end up going to my uncle's house. And my uncle, girl, he stayed in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, not Atlanta, Georgia. He stays in Georgia. And he stays in Stone Mountain, which is, girl, the lavish of all lavish houses, honey, girl. So when I always go to my uncle's house, he had a room for me, honey, and the room was lavish, girl. The room was lavish, and it came with gadgets, girl. It came with gadgets. He had a little iPad and little tablets and laptop, had all type of things, girl. And I lived like I was in Beverly Hills when I was in his house. Also, he had a little tablet at the time, and that's how I was communicating back and forth with Mike's sister before she got blocked. Okay, before she got blocked, that's how I was talking to her. I was talking to her on my uncle's tablet. Okay, so I ended up blocking, like I said, I ended up blocking Mike and his sister and thinking I was gonna move along with my summer and handle them in August. Well, handle him in August. So, girl, I had a crazy obsession with YouNow. I don't know if you guys know what YouNow is, but I had a crazy obsession with YouNow. So, at the time, I had this crazy obsession with YouNow. YouNow, if you don't know what it is, you guys, let me break it down. Chicka, chicka, let me break it down, honey. YouNow was this live streaming service, girl. It was green. I don't know if it's still green, but girl, it was green, and you could get on there, and you would pick a little hashtag LGBT, hashtag if you're singing, hashtag if you're dancing, hashtag commentary, hashtag whatever you want to hashtag, girl, and it would just put you on this like For You page of live, and it'd be like boxes, girl, maybe about 100 people, and whatever, you just click a live and see what they talking about. If they ain't talking about nothing in there, girl, you go to the next live. And at that point, I was on live, girl. I was on live under my hashtag. Now, at the time, I ended up signing up with YouNow. I signed in with Google. Now, at this time, I did not know this, and I don't know how I didn't know this, child. But at the time, when I would go live on YouNow, it would also go live on YouTube. And I didn't know this at the time. But girl, I would go live on YouNow thinking I'm talking to the people, to the people, girl. And there wasn't that many people in my live, but I would be talking to the people. And I end up getting this profile come up in there, and they just harassing me and calling me all type of else this and else that. And I wasn't even talking about Beyonce, so I'm trying to figure out how they knew I was gay. I'm trying to figure out how they knew I was gay, girl, because I'm sitting here giving DL trade on YouNow. And I'm getting attacked. So I'm getting attacked and attacked and attacked. And I remember them saying something about clothing. And I can't remember, they said something specifically about some clothing that I had never posted on Instagram and I had never ever wore on YouNow. So I remember like, I was like, this is somebody that I know. Like, who from my life is stalking me? Girl. Now, I'm like, girl, this has to be Mike. So I end up texting Mike's sister, unblocked her and all. Unblocked her, texting Mike's sister, like, he's still stalking me. It's weird. And I end up, like, telling her, like, this is what he said in the comments. And at the time, I did not know how to screenshot on this laptop that I was live on. So I didn't know how to screenshot the comments he was saying. But I'm like, girl, you need to check him. We need to get this man together, because I'm going to have to get him together. If I have to get him together, it's going to be over. At this point, you're stalking me. Like, what is this? Because I'm like, I already blocked you. You had 50 million text now numbers. You thought you had my real number, but I changed accounts, switched emails on you, made a whole new text now account, and out of there. And now you didn't freaking found my YouTube channel and coming over to my YouNow to give me harassment comments. It was a whole next level of stalking. So I'm looking at him like, girl, this is so weird. This is so weird. I can't even get on YouNow in peace. Like, I can't even get on here in peace. What's next? You gonna stalk me on Movie Star Planet? Like, girl, Get out of here. So I vividly remember her not responding to me or not texting me back at all. I remember me going off and having all these paragraphs and all these crazy text messages to her, and she not responding to me at all. She didn't change her number because, baby, it was still going through, because I remember I text her on my text now number and text her on that little iCloud that my uncle had because he had an iPad, and I can't believe I was just giving up his little iCloud like that. But it also went through. Her messages was blue. So girl, she seen my text messages, honey, but she did not respond. But he never came his behind back to my live. I tell you that. He never brought his behind back to my live at all. So after that, he ended up never actually texting me no more for the summer, but I was very excited to see him when school started. I actually kind of forgot about him as July came, but as like July started to end and we started, you know, gearing up to go back to school in August, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna see him. Oh yeah, I'm gonna see him. I'm gearing up thinking like, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, because you were weird. I was like, okay, I feel like I could have deaded the situation and not really tried to fight or be kind of mad if he wouldn't have came into my U now and tried to like publicly embarrass me in front of my little 7, 8, 9 watchers. It is unacceptable. So as school was gearing back up and we was getting ready to start school again, I'm thinking in my head like, oh, it is up when I see Mike. I said, like I said, I'm gonna beat him like Ike. I'm gonna beat him like Ike, girl. So school was gearing back up in X, Y, and Z, and I'm literally thinking in my head, I didn't have nobody to share this information with because I didn't want it to be premeditated, okay? But I'm thinking in my head like, girl, when I see him, it is up. So fast forward to August, come back around. The first day of school, he's nowhere to be found. Now I could say, oh, he was scared, he was running scared, da da da. But on some real ghetto stuff, normally at the school I was at, girl, folks was known not to show up the first 2, 3 days, maybe the first 2, 3 weeks of school, girl. So he was there. He wasn't there the first 2, 3 days, I don't think so. And I remember he coming later on in the week. Now I know it wasn't Friday, so it has to be a Thursday. It has to be a Thursday because it wasn't Friday yet. Because I remember what happened. Everybody kept saying, you couldn't even make it to Friday. You couldn't even make it to Friday. You couldn't make it to Friday. So it wasn't Friday, okay? So it has to be a Thursday. He gets to the school, whatever. So he gets to the school, and by the time I see him for the first time, you know, for the school year, it's Thursday. I'm chilling. I'm not really, you know, hyped anymore. I was hyped. I was ready to fight him Monday. I'm really not hyped anymore, girl. But he comes into the classroom, and like I said, we were in the anger management classroom, and we had to stay in the anger management classroom for the first 2 weeks of school and be good. So after we be good in the anger management classroom, then we'll be able to go to, you know, science, English, Now, this is during the probation period, okay, girl? We call this probation period. I was in my first 2 weeks being good in the anger management classroom, proving I could be good so I can go out to my actual classes, okay? So, boy comes Thursday, you guys. This is his first day for the school year. And I remember he came down and he sat beside me, and I said, girl, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. He is sitting beside me after what he's done this summer. So, I automatically tell the teacher, you need to get him the away from me. The boy could barely get his 2 feet under the desk. He could barely get his 2 feet under the desk. I said, you need to get him the away from me. So he looks over, he grinned, and before I knew it, I'm cussing him out. I'm cussing him out, da 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 da. We going back and forth. Now at this point, my anger management teacher, which is a male, he's telling us chill out, Now I think he think all that chill out. I think he think all of that was gonna make us to chill out. Well, nobody chilled out, girl. We still cussing each other out. And I remember he said something slick, and I punched him. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell my side.
I'm gonna tell you my side.
I punched him, and it was all in row. We was tearing that classroom up, girl. Like I said, Tom and Jerry. This is da 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 do. I remember the teacher ended up flinging him and throwing him out of the classroom. And locking the door, whatever. Saved that boy life. I'm telling you, save that boy life. When I tell you, save Mike's life, save Mike's life, bro, saved his life. If he didn't snatch Mike up out of there and throw him out of that classroom, I would have been still tearing him up today. But girl, save Mike's life. So Mike is out of the classroom, out there weak in the knees, on the ground, hunched over. I don't know. I'm trying to get out of him. I'm trying to get out to him, bro. I'm out of the peephole, trying to open the door. The teacher, the anger management teacher, is standing between the door and not wanting me to open the door. But it's like I have more to give because what you did over the summer, it was OD. It was OD, and I feel weirded out about it. You're weird. Ever since I met you last year, 6th grade year, you've been weird for so long. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's weird. He's weird, and I couldn't understand being weird that much at that young of an age. Like, no, you're weird. So I'm still trying to bang his head into something, girl, and my teacher is not letting me out of the classroom. So after I realized that the teacher is not gonna let me get out there, I just come down and sit down. I'm not the one gonna keep all the drama and After I realized, okay, y'all done broke it up. I'm done for the day. All right, we'll do. All right, I'm gonna sit down on that. So I sat on down and I'm relaxed for the day. I'm chilling. I'm cool. Now, situation of girl, him coming back in the classroom classroom could never be. They end up sending him down to, I think, like one of the special needs classrooms. He ended up sitting down with the special needs kids for the day, and I was in the anger management classroom looking like cunty fish. Okay, girl, looking like cunty fish while he was down there huffing and puffing with the special needs kids, which is nothing wrong. Go on down there, do your big one. But you couldn't be up in here with me. I kicked you out of the Bad Girls Club, aka middle school club. Okay, I kicked them on out. So I'm trying to remember, and I can't remember, you guys, because I'm telling these stories off the top of my head. But something ended up happening later on that year. I can't remember, but we ended up getting into a scuffle again. We got into a scuffle again of some type of sort. We got into some type of scuffle again. Now that scuffle wasn't a grand old scuffle. It was real brief or something. I can't remember what happened, but it was real brief. But all I know is at the end of 7th grade year, he disappeared. Amen. Amen. At the end of 7th grade year, he disappeared. And I remember he ended up disappearing while we were taking like the end of the year test. I can't remember what is the test, girl. What is the test? It's like you take them at the end of the year, like April, girl, like April. I don't know, but I remember he disappeared before testing, and I was like, ugh, look at him, dumb. Just so he would be disappearing right before the end of the year, the testing that you must take to go to the next grade. But he disappeared. He disappeared 7th grade at the end, like April, and I never seen him. I didn't see him doing none of the May activities, because at the end of the year we would have like, they would give us t-shirts and we'd go out and have like field days and stuff like that. Middle school, that was tea. But he disappeared. And when I came back 8th grade year, he was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I mean, the halls were empty, honey. The halls were empty, and I was to never see him again. But baby, I was over him. Now that is part 2, you guys, of my arch nemesis, my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't seen part 1, go watch part 1. Shout out to you for watching all of part 2 and not knowing nothing that happened in the first part. But girl, go catch up on that high tea. Alright, I love y'all so much. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Go down to my description box. Join my membership if you want to see some exclusive content, okay? Girl, I love you so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye.